Let's start in Yankee Stadium, where we have a top 25 matchup. I believe it's number 6 versus number 19, number 18, something like that. Whatever Army is taking on Notre Dame. When the line is 14 or more in ranked versus ranked matchups since 2010, favored is 65, 43, and 2 against the spread, covering by 3.6 points per game. So it's covering it roughly 61% right there. So Notre Dame traditionally hasn't had much issue playing against some of these academy schools. Obviously, they played Navy a month ago, 150-114. It's a real big step up in competition for the academy schools and the military schools. I don't think Army is going to absolutely freak out the first 3 drives and turn the ball over like Navy did. I got a little bit more respect for Army than that. I think Bryson Daly is a heck of a quarterback. Obviously, their leading passer, but he's their leading rusher as well. And Army's defense is pretty good. It's obviously going to get tested. Notre Dame on first drives of the game this year their script has been ridiculous. It seems like every time I'm watching them, I turn them on, and they're right down the field, and Riley Leonard's usually running in a touchdown. And for all the crap that they got in the first 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks of the season, where that offense just wasn't clicking, didn't seem right. I mean, he's still not throwing the ball down the field a ton. He does have 12 touchdowns passing, but his legs, when he's healthy, like last year when he was at Duke and he got injured, I think he got injured in that Notre Dame game, and that was probably 7th, 8th game of the season. Like Duke was their offense was really good with Elko there and Leonard when Leonard's legs were healthy and when he was running the ball. And so when he has that extra, gear that he can go to for Notre Dame, obviously that changes Denbrock's offense. They don't need a lot out of the receivers. They got Jaden Greathouse, they got Bo Collins, Mitchell Evans at tight end. The running backs, I think they're going to run the ball very well Saturday night with Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. Obviously, Riley Leonard will be mixed in there. Notre Dame's had a ton of injuries. I know Howard Cross was out last game, preseason All-American, but it remains to be seen whether or not he'll play this game. Typically, obviously before they kind of cut down on some of the cut blocking, you play Army and Notre Dame or Army and Navy, and they would just cut block the crap out of you with that triple option offense. And by the end of the game, your knees were just shot. And the very next game, you'd worry about it, And so obviously they got USC coming up next week. But this is a Shamrock Series game for Notre Dame. They got the new uniforms they're going to break out. Love them or hate them, doesn't really matter. Usually people hate them. But favored by 14.5 right now. I took them at 14. I usually don't bet Notre Dame games, but when I see something in a clear advantage, which I think they have on Saturday night, I'm going to take the Irish.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it short and sweet here. I just think Notre Dame on the line of scrimmage is going to be too much for Army. I think that 4 quarters of Notre Dame leaning on them on both sides of the ball on the line of scrimmage is going to be too much. I think Notre Dame is disciplined enough on defense to be able to deal with this Army offense and some of the gun option stuff that Army's doing that is unique to the normal, just traditional triple option that they used to run all the time. And like you said, from the quarterback run position and Jeremiah Love running the football, I just think they can lean, man, on this Army defense. I think they can do what, it's almost like what Tulane was doing last week to Navy. Yeah. Tulane was the one that was keeping the ball away from Navy and was having long, sustained drives, able to run the football, throw the football, whatever they really wanted to do. And they were keeping the ball away from Navy and forced Navy to play from behind, which they couldn't do. And the athlete differential on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball was just pretty ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Same thing Notre Dame did to Navy. Now, like you said, I don't expect Army to turn the ball over 1,000 times like Navy did, but I think it's very similar. I just think there's just a difference in athlete on the line of scrimmage, running the football. I think it's going to force Army to have to play from behind, which I don't think they can do. So, yeah, I haven't made a bet yet, but this may be another one where I just buy the half point and take Notre Dame minus 14 and get it off that 14 and a hook. I just hate the hooks on some of these games, which way I'm going. But I do think Notre Dame wins this game.